Today I'm going to do a quick little demo on how to create the base for a card like this one. Obviously it will not look just like this one because I didn't send kits or product home for it, but I will teach you the measurements and techniques for how to build the base for a card like this. And it is also, I really always like to do ones that are collapsible, that fold fully flat, so that this could be mailed or sent off in the mail for somebody. So what we need to create this card is 3 sheets of paper. You would be able to get the amount of paper you need off of 2 sheets of paper, but I wanted to have 3 different colors. So I used 3 different sheets of paper, but you're going to need 2 pieces of paper that are cut down to a 6 by 12 inch rectangle, and 1 piece of paper that's cut down to a 6 by 8 inch rectangle. So you can see I have that right here. I have 1 6 by 12, 2 6 by 12, and a 6 by 8. So that is all that I need to create this base project. The first 6 by 12 is the easiest one. So I have chosen pink for the outside of my card. So I have this 6 by 12 piece of pink cardstock. I'm going to score it at 6 inches, which is right exactly down the middle, and I'm going to fold it into a card base. So you're basically just taking that piece of paper and folding it right in half. So now you have a 6 by 6 square card base. I can hear Janice in the back saying, so far so good. She's followed me so far. Hopefully most of you have as well. We have folded a piece of paper in half. Good job, team. Next up, we will take this piece of paper. So this is our second 6 by 12 piece of paper. I have chosen yellow. And then you're going to need a trimmer with a score blade or a score pal, or however you like to score your paper. And you're going to score it at every 2 inches. So at 2 inches, 4 inches, 6, 8, and 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That will be 5 score lines in this piece of paper. So from one edge you measure in 2 inches, and then at every 2 inches you'll score it again, for a total of 5 score marks in this piece of paper. And again, yeah, this is the second 6 by 12. Once you've put those score lines, we might as well just do the final bit of score lines, and then we can start the folding, and that way you can move that tool out of the way. So now you'll take your 6 by 8 piece of cardstock, and same thing, you're going to score every 2 inches. So pick a side to start measuring from, and score at 2 inches, at 4 inches, and at 6 inches. So this one should have 3 score marks in it. Once you've done that, we will just start folding the mechanisms that create this little pop-up card. So we'll start with the larger one, your 6 by 12. So if you go back to your 6 by 12 that you scored those 5 score lines in, if you're working with a piece of paper that has a front and a back, some of you might not, so it doesn't matter at all what direction you start folding. But if you have a side, like if this isn't a piece of cardstock or it's textured and you have a side you want to be the front, that's going to be the one that you see when you open the card. You want to fold your center line, so this is the score at 6 inches. You want to fold your front onto itself. So this is the front of my paper, and I'm folding it in on itself. So the 2 fronts touch one another, they sandwich into one another. So now I'm looking at another, just like this one, 6 by 6 square, only this one I'm seeing the front when it's folded, this one I'm seeing the back when it's folded. Once you've done that, on each half you're going to have 2 more score marks. You'll have 2 score marks on this 6 by 6 and 2 on this one, and you're just going to accordion fold. So this fold went this way, then you're going to fold the next line back and the next line forward. So you're just accordion folding them. And then you'll flip it and accordion fold the others as well. And then when it's done, it's just going to look just like that. and it should be a 2" by 6" rectangle when it's all folded flat. And if you let it pop open, yeah, it just has that sort of like accordion corrugated cardboard or whatever look to it. And still, it should be the back side, the B side facing out. And then you can just sort of set that off to the side, and we'll prepare the other piece as well before we glue them together. So this one, there technically is a front and a back, because if you're looking in on the card, you can see this one side. You don't get to see a lot of it, but we would consider this the front side. So if you do have a side that you want to be able to see when the card pops open, we're going to call that side A. This time on this one, we're going to take our center fold, which on this one's at 4 inches, and we're going to fold it so that the front is facing out again. So this is like our outside one. We want side A to be visible when it's folded in half. So you fold it in half. Now this is a 4 by 6 rectangle. You can see the side that you want to be able to see on your card. And once you're at that stage, each side has just one score line, and you'll fold it back on itself. So it's also going to be an accordion style when it's all done. You've created another little slightly smaller accordion. And so it'll be side B that you see once it's collapsed again as well. So once we have folded those 3 pieces of paper, now we have a card base, a little accordion, and a big accordion. And we can start assembling. So you're going to take your card base, and you're going to take your big accordion, and on one side of your accordion, you're going to put just on this 2 by 6 inch square or rectangle, just on this piece, and it doesn't matter which side you start with, you're going to put adhesive on it, score tape. I would suggest score tape, but score tape, Easy Run, or whatever paper to paper adhesive you like, and you will put some adhesive on that. And once that's adhesived and primed, you're going to take the raw edge, so not the folded edge of it, but the open one that was the outer edge of your paper, and you're going to line it up with the outer edge of your card base and glue them together like that. And just make sure that, yeah, it's raw edge up and not folded edge up. You want the fold to be facing this fold. Keep the folds together and the open edges together. And just square it up as best as possible so that when you're looking from the outside, you can't see the seam, and same with on the inside. They should match up perfectly because they're both 6 inches wide. And then you just level up the 2 top edges. And you'll glue those 2 together. Just really gonna quickly slap mine down so that we can do the next stage. Then you can grab your small accordion piece, and same thing, pick one of the sides and put adhesive on the 2 by 6 rectangle. And then this one you're going to take, and if you can sort of collapse this one so you can see where the fold meets your cardstock, you're gonna butt this open edge again, because we want all the folded edges facing the same direction. And you're just gonna butt it right up to where your 2 other pieces of paper meet, and you'll glue it down flush up to the accordion before it. So you have 2 accordion pieces glued down, one right next to the other inside of your card. So it should be 2 inches showing of pattern 1, 2 inches showing of pattern 2, and 2 inches showing of the inside of your outer card. I'll quickly glue mine down so I can show you what that will kind of look like.
Sorry, Chantel, can you show the positioning of the second piece again.
Does that show it good enough?
Yeah, actually that answers my question. Thank you.
Okay, you're very welcome.
Got it.
And so once we've done that, then you will put adhesive on the second half of each of these and just close the card on itself, because again, if you assemble it this way, then even if you mismeasured something or did anything, you know it's gonna fold flat. And at that point, if you know, like I did a really bad job folding mine during this demo because I wasn't really following the lines. So like mine doesn't match up perfectly. So if that happens, as long as when you glue the second one down, you push this outer card flat so that you know it's gonna sit nice and flat in your envelope. If something doesn't match up perfectly, you can trim that little corner that went over the edge or whatever to perfect your finished product. So I'll quickly apply adhesive to those so you can see what that's gonna look like, and then that's it. Then you just decorate it. But I will show you what I mean. So then, yeah, pop it open, and you have a little card. And then all of these are little 2-inch pockets, so you'll want to pick, you know, small print items or small ephemera or embellishments, because 2 inches is a pretty small amount of space to be working with for embellishing. But yeah, then you can add little decorative bits and, you know, sentiments and writing if you want to jazz it up. But that is how you create one of those cards. Does anybody have any questions?
Yes, of course I do.
Of course you do.
You know me. Me and 3D, baby.